To make this video about how I got into medical school without doing an interview at all. Hi, my name is Lindsay and I'm so happy that you're here. I am a second-year pediatric resident physician and I love talking about medical school, doing vlogs about my daily life. I am married to my husband who is also a physician, so we have a really busy schedule and I love making videos about just our life and balancing two physician work schedules and what it's like to be a doctor. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I would love if you would subscribe below and join my channel. I put out new videos every week, so I'm so happy that you're here. Today, I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic. So I've had a couple people on my Instagram ask me how I got into medical school, why I went to medical school, actually lots of questions, which is awesome because I love talking about it. I love medicine and I love kind of the journey that I had going into residency. So it's something I really enjoy talking about. But one of the main questions I got asked was how I got into medical school, questions about the MCAT, questions like that. And so I wanted to make this video about how I got into medical school without doing an interview at all. So it's true, I did not interview for medical school. I actually just applied and got accepted to medical school and did not have to do an interview. So I went to medical school here in the United States, so this may be different somewhere else. So I didn't really know I wanted to go to medical school until my junior year of college, the end of my junior year. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was definitely on the pre-med course. I was thinking maybe I would do optometry. I thought about being a PA for a little bit. So I definitely have not always had my heart set on medicine. However, I knew I needed some volunteer hours. So I volunteered at my local children's hospital. This was the end of my junior year and I fell in love with it. I knew the second I was there, even on my orientation for volunteering, I knew that I had to be a pediatrician. It was just the most magical place. The children's hospital was amazing. Everyone was so nice and I just knew I had to do it. So it's actually kind of funny how that shaped my entire journey through medicine and really changed my entire life. So I knew after that was the summer between my junior and senior year of college, I knew I had to be a pediatrician. I knew I wanted to go to medical school. And so I really did whatever it took to get there. So I hadn't taken the MCAT yet. I still hadn't taken one organic chemistry class. So I had a lot of loose ends to kind of tie up all through my last year of college before I would be eligible to go to medical school. So I bought some MCAT books. I started studying really hard. My parents were actually moving. They were moving into a different house. And so I was studying for the MCAT at my parents' house and everything around me was being moved. Rooms were emptying and I was at this little built-in desk that they had. I was just studying while everything else was moving around me. So it was really funny. I was just really dedicated to studying. I knew all I wanted to do was be a pediatrician and I knew that I had to do well on the MCAT to get there, to be able to get into medical school, and I just knew what I had to do. So I felt like I had all of this drive and I knew where I wanted to go. However, I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know how to, navigate getting into medical school. I was already very late. I hadn't taken the MCAT. I was starting my senior year of college. There was a lot kind of going on that I had to navigate still. So really what it came down to is I wasn't going to be able to go to medical school straight from undergrad. It just logistically wouldn't be able to happen. I hadn't even taken the MCAT yet and people were already getting interviews for medical school that year. So I realistically couldn't have gotten in straight from undergrad anyway. So I knew I was gonna have to take a year off. I really didn't know what to do with my year off. I thought maybe I would be a scribe for a year, get some experience, save some money. And then I was talking to a couple of people I knew and I heard about a post-bac program. And I thought that was kind of an interesting idea. I was really good at school. I love studying, I love science. And so I figured, why don't I just do an extra year before medical school? That way I'll be like super prepared for med school. So it sounded like a good option for my personality, kind of me as a student. So I started researching some post-bac programs and I found a program that was on the other side of the country from where I lived, unfortunately, but it really had a lot of the things I was looking for. And the coolest thing about this program was if you got a certain GPA and a certain MCAT, you were automatically rolled into their medical school the next year. And when I read that, I remember reading on their website, and when I read that, I just thought that I remember everything clicked in my brain, and I was like, that's it. That's what I have to do. That sounds perfect for me. I know I'm good at studying. I know I can do well in this MCAT. Like, I've been working so hard. I really felt like this was going to be the best option for me, because I knew that if I could just get into the post-bac program, I would be able to get into medical school the next year. So that was kind of my plan. I applied for the program. I ended up getting in. I moved across country, started the post-bac program, and I ended up doing really well. And at the end of that first semester, I got an acceptance into their medical school. So all I had to do was keep up a certain GPA throughout the remainder of the program, and I was in medical school. So it was actually a pretty seamless process for really figuring out late that I wanted to do medicine. I think that if you were a little bit more picky about where you wanted to go to medical school, I was open to moving wherever. I wanted to experience something new, and I did not feel the need to stay at home where I had been for college, and so I was ready to kind of explore. So with being able to go anywhere, I think it made it really simple for me to just pick up and move to go to this program and get my acceptance into medical school. So that was how I got into medical school without an interview. I would really encourage you to look at some options like this as well. If you are like me and kind of stuck in limbo, stuck in that gap year, or knowing you want to take a gap year but aren't sure how to make it really worth your while, I think certain post-bac programs are a really great option, because you can learn a lot of the science that you're going to need in medical school anyways, but it's a lower stress environment and you have more time to learn everything. In medical school, everything is just thrown at you so fast that it's really hard to digest things. And so I found that it was really nice in my post-bac program, because everything came at a little bit of a slower speed. We didn't have like the anatomy lab and all of the other obligations you have in medical school. It was really just basic science that we were learning. So I think it was a really great option for me. I think it really helped me kind of succeed in medical school and ultimately, you know, match into a residency. So I think that it was the best option for me. It really allowed me to ultimately meet my dream of becoming a pediatrician. And it's kind of crazy to think that now I'm a second year pediatric resident, and next year I will be finishing up my residency and I'll be a pediatrician. So it's really exciting. I think that post-bac programs are a really great option. I know the one downside of them is a lot of the programs are really expensive. So I would definitely do your research about different options, what programs are more expensive. I think that if you're going to pay the money, I would make sure that it's a program that has some type of guarantee into medical school. So I know some programs will, you know, guarantee you an interview or kind of be really wishy-washy about things like that. But I would just clarify with the schools exactly what is offered, because the last thing you want to do is spend all that money, work so hard, and then not have the end success of getting into medical school. That's the whole point of the program. So I would really recommend doing your research, but trying to look for a program where they have that automatic kind of roll into their medical school the next year. I think that's one of the best options that you can do. And what was really nice about my program is I got to know a lot of the professors, and I got to kind of learn their teaching styles and learn how I study best. So starting medical school, I wasn't just like thrown in without any experience or anything. So I think it was a really good transition from college to med school. I don't regret it at all. I would do it all over again. And ultimately it led to me being a pediatrician and matching into residency, and you know, getting to live my dream job every single day. So I'm very happy for that experience. So if you want to get into medical school without interviewing, I would really recommend looking at certain post-bac programs that give you automatic acceptance without having to do an interview. So with that being said, best of luck to you in your endeavors. I hope that you study hard and you have faith that you're going to make it. It's a really hard and long journey, but it's a great journey and it's really fun, and there can be really, really high points as well. So best of luck to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video helped you at all, I would love if you would thumbs up the video. You can also share it to a friend who you think it would be beneficial for, or you can leave a comment and tell me what you liked about this video, or tell me what your plans are. If you're going to be taking a gap year, tell me what you're planning to do in your gap year, or if you're going straight to medical school or you're in medical school, tell me what's great about your journey or something great that's happened along your way. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.